Hi, this is Steve Stearns from Funky Fitness Now, and welcome to episode number 6. And I am getting all ready to geek out because we're going to talk about fitness gadgets and gizmos and all that kind of stuff. And I'm joined, as always, by Jessica Bailey. Hey, Jessica.
Hey Steve, how exciting was it to research this week?
It was kind of cool, actually. I found all
Yeah,
kinds of nifty things.
yeah, it was like really informative about weird things that are on the market, and actually I learned like a few things that were of quality.
Yeah, I did too. I went out there kind of looking for, really wacky and bizarre things, but I came back with some things that I think are actually pretty nice gadgets.
Yeah, me too. The same thing. I like thought, "Oh, this is so weird." And then the more I researched it, I was like, "Oh, actually this is maybe a good piece of equipment."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's jump right into it. So we have a presentation that goes along with this episode. So if you want to go over to funkyfitnessnow.com/06, you can see the presentation as we go through, so you get a better sense visually of what these gadgets look like. Or you can go over to our YouTube channel, funkyfitnessnow.com/YouTube, and you can watch the whole thing unfold.
Oh, there's so many ways to communicate with us.
I know, we're so high tech.
I know. Uh, we thought like it was really important because some of these fitness gadgets, you can't like it's hard to explain what it is unless you see it.
Right.
So we want you to see it.
Yeah, so we thought we'd try something a little different. Okay, so we'll jump right in. We'll see how this thing goes. I haven't really even played with this presentation too much, so we'll see how it goes. And I
Yeah.
think you're up because we get the first one is a futuristic scale.
Yeah, this one was a little interesting for me because at first I was I was like in shock that this existed. But like the more I researched it, the more I found that I liked it. It's called the Wi-Fi body scale. And what happens is that you weigh yourself on this scale, and then it automatically tweets your weigh-ins to your followers. And at
Oh,
first, I thought it was like a nightmare. I was like, oh my God, that's the last thing you want to do is
that's what I'm thinking.
all your fake friends know how much you weigh, right? But it's like it keeps you accountable, right? Because like, hey,
Yeah.
you're not gonna go cheap, and you're gonna like really pay attention to what you put in your mouth if everyone you know also knows what goes on that scale.
So I like this idea. I guess if I'm in a group of people that are using a Wi-Fi body scale and we're all kind of checking in with each other, but if I'm just like throwing it out there, I'm not sure I'm in favor of that.
Yeah, I'm not in favor. I'm not in favor of like just random information. Like
Yeah.
like on Facebook when you just have like random people being like, "I just killed it at the gym. I just went to the gym today." Who cares? Like, shut up.
Yeah.
And then people that just post what they ate. This was my lunch today, and you're like, "What? Oh, okay." Like it's just really, really boring. So I can only imagine if you don't care about Kathy from Savannah, what her body weight is, I can imagine it could be completely annoying to have that show up on your Facebook wall.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess if you're doing something with somebody else, like you're kind of partnering and you're in a little not friendly competition or something like that, and you're kind of supporting each other. I think that would be great, because I've
Right.
had that before, where someone will, they're getting out there and they're going for a walk and they just did 3 miles or something, and you give them a thumbs up, you just give them a little support. But yeah, I can't imagine just tweeting out my latest weight to my followers. That's weird.
Yeah, and all your body fat percentage. I mean,
Yeah, no.
it does hold you accountable, so that's good, right?
Yeah, that's right. Or actually, if you're clever, you could probably just rewire the whole thing, right?
Right. I mean, you could, but this is not cheap. It's not like a $20 scale. It's a $150 scale.
Ooh.
So I don't
So
think you
don't.
really want to mess around with rewiring the whole thing.
No, absolutely not.
Don't buy it.
Cool. Well, so that's the real. I've seen it before, and I kind of wondered why do I need a Wi-Fi scale? But the Wi-Fi part is just the fact that it's connecting to social media or your
Yeah,
iPhone or whatever.
that's what I think. I mean, and there's probably more to it. Um,
Cool.
I have hooked up a link to on this presentation. There's information about how you can find out more about this product, and I hooked a link
Cool.
up to this so you can find out if
Awesome.
you're in.
Okay, great. Yeah, we'll do that with all of these things as we go through. Except, actually, I have one that I will I'm not going to do that because I don't know if this thing is, if you can find it. But everything else, I got it.
Okay.
So this is the one. One of the ones that I had here was a virtual jump rope. This thing is called a Jump Snap, and it is a jump rope with no rope, which is kind of weird. So it's a computerized jump rope, and what they say on the site is that jumping rope burns more calories than just about any other exercise. And I didn't really go through the process of trying to figure out if that was true or not, but I do know that a lot of boxers and folks that really need to be in good shape do a lot of jump roping. So I'm buying into that. Now, what they say is the cool thing about this is that it kind of gives you your calories, it gives you your reps, how many rotations you've got, and there's no rope to trip you up. So you can actually do some of the different and more complicated jump rope exercises with this because you're not going to fall down. The question is, do you really need it? Could you just get a jump rope and do that instead? Yeah, I don't know.
No, you don't need it. But for someone like me, I never jumped rope as a kid, so I learned how to jump rope, when I was like 30, and I was terrible for years. I mean, I was like the girl that was jumping over the rope, and when I would go to a workout class and they'd bring out the jump rope side, I was like having a attack. I'm like, oh crap, here we go. So like knowing that I could do a good workout without an actual rope.
Yeah.
Amazing, but I gotta tell you, I do it now without a rope. I simulate that I'm using a jump rope, and
Right.
I mean, how expensive is this?
It's not that bad. I think it's like $39. And there are some. It's you can do it in a small space. So I mean, with an actual rope, you would have to have a lot of room.
Right.
The other thing that I thought was kind of interesting, there are weights that you can put in the handles, so you can actually provide more weight or more resistance to what you're doing, which is kind of interesting. And it comes with DVDs as well. So.
Oh God, how boring is that? Like.
Yeah, I can't imagine watching a DVD of people jump roping without a jump rope. I don't know, but.
Yeah, well, and then also you would have to remember to bring it with you. I'm sorry, but most of my days are spent out of the house. I have to when I leave the house in the morning, I leave for the entire day, and I have to bring all my gym stuff with me, right? I think most people do that. I would have to remember to put that little jump rope thing in my bag, which is already heavy, and then take it with me. No, I'm good.
Or
on my own.
Or you just you forget one, so now you only have one. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Well, so the picture that you showed, it has like little attachments on the end, and you swing those around.
Yes, right. And I think that kind of simulates and it probably helps the counter count as well. And I guess it makes a snapping noise like a jump rope. Whoa,
but isn't it going to go faster than if you had an actual rope go up and over your body? Isn't it just going to go faster because it's a smaller space and it doesn't have to go through anything?
Probably. I don't know. There's a lot of good questions there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm not too crazy about this one.
Yeah, and I guess in the end, with all of these things too, if something like this, right, even though we're kind of dissing on it, if somebody looks at that and goes, oh, that's kind of cool, and it gets them, out there and doing something active and they're getting in shape, great. Sometimes it takes a gadget to get you, interested. So if that works for somebody, then awesome. But I kind of agree with you. For me, I either just kind of do it, mimic it, or get a jump rope,
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Yeah, I'd rather people do something than nothing at all.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so the next one here says a plate that talks back.
Yeah, so this one is called the mandometer. And
no, is it the mandometer?
Oh, maybe it is the mandometer. I don't know. Oh God, I don't know. geez, I just was doing some research on it, and there was no like research on the name. Oh, maybe it is the mandometer.
No, I think it's like tomato. I think it's fine. It's either
Okay.
mandometer or mandometer. Doesn't matter.
All right, so I'm going to call it a mandometer because I think it's dumb.
It sounds funny.
Yeah, so at first I was like, oh, this is like another thing, just like how everyone has a gluten allergy and everyone's gluten-free, it's obnoxious that everyone has to is really thinks that they have some kind of disorder. So this plate is a talking plate, right? So it weighs your food and it tells you how fast you should be consuming the food. And I was like, well, this is ridiculous. Well, it was actually designed for people with eating disorders, and it's actually very brilliant. So the same way we use aids like alarm clocks and iPhones and cars and everyday life, some people need technical assistance to eat normally. So it helps to determine your eating rate.
Yeah. So how does it do that?
So it it measures your food, and then as you're consuming the food,
I see.
It tells you maybe slow down or you need to eat faster. I think at first when you use this, you're in a controlled environment, right? You're in a setting like a clinic. So if you do take this home, you already know how to eat, and it's designed to help those with an eating disorder learn how to eat. If you suffer from anorexia or something like that, how to eat normal portions. I mean, it's not something that you would have forever.
So yeah, because it also says it talks there about do you overeat. So another piece of this must be that it's just the weight of the food anyway, right?
I think so.
It's portion control kind of.
Right, that's what I'm assuming. But when I was doing the research, most of the research for this was about eating disorders and how it can help you, and and it wasn't just for your everyday average Joe looking to lose 5 pounds.
Interesting. So what is the cost on that one? Do you remember?
Well, this one you have to get it if you have an eating disorder. You have to get it from a clinic, so you can't go on Amazon. And I mean, I'm sure you could go on Amazon and find it. I mean, the world allows you to do that these days.
Right.
But I think you have to, it's designed specifically for people with those kind of needs.
Wow. Well, that's very cool. That's a very high-tech piece.
Yeah.
Definitely not what I thought initially.
No, that's not what I thought initially too, but it's actually very nice.
It is. Okay, well that's great. And I actually this next one same thing. I think this is a very useful product that I found here called the Reebok Check Light.
Oh.
Now it looks a little funny at first, but what this is it's a little cap that you wear either with or without a helmet, and we'll talk about with a helmet because there's been a lot of talk in the news about head injuries with regard to football, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And what this does is this records the impact force and displays there's a little light on the back that will give a coach or one of the medical people a little indicator as to how much impact was that last hit. And so the idea is it's not supposed to take the place of medical assessment, but it kind of leads down that road. So if your player just got clobbered in the game and their Reebok Check Light is indicating that was a pretty hard hit, maybe the medical guys want to take them out of the game and really do some assessing at that point.
Oh, that's nice. That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, very cool. And I saw some reviews, some people that were using it. One guy was a hockey player, and he said it's just the greatest thing he's ever had. He's going to get some for his kids.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I wonder how many high schools and colleges are using this, because it seems like something that would be really, really helpful.
Yeah, and particularly, I mean, there's so much in the news now. I mean, there's I can't remember the guy's name, but there's a professional athlete that just quit and said, it's not worth my future to keep playing this game.
Right.
the head injuries and the hits are just too hard, you know. So
Right, man.
yeah, I think I think this is a great product, and it's not. I mean, compared to the devastating impact of a brain injury, it's $150. So totally worth
Oh,
it.
please! I spend $150 all of the time on stupid things. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I know this is great though. Seems very, very helpful.
Yeah. Very cool gadget.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. And now we're going down another path. The electric girdle.
Right. So this I do not recommend, and it's kind of a ridiculous thing. It's called the Slender Tone Flex Pro Abdominal Muscle Toner. I mean,
Okay.
that's a lot of words.
I was going to say, could they come up with a shorter title, please?
Right?
Slender Tone Flex Pro Abdominal Muscle Toner.
So, basically what this does is it sends an electrical shock to your abdominals, causing them to contract. So, I mean, like you see in the picture, it's a belt that you wear.
Yeah.
But I think you're supposed to wear it when you're doing like sedentary activities, because people that have worn it when they're like jogging or when they're trying to work out to get like a 2-for-1 kind of workout are like having problems with it staying on. So I think it's like one of those things that you know, sit down and watch TV.
So this electrical shock, is it I'm assuming that it's not something that you feel pain from. It's just an electrical shock that causes the muscle to contract.
Yeah, I mean, I think you do notice it, the shock, because all the like reviews of the product, everyone has said that they felt it. But I don't think it's anything that harms you. But it's basically designed.
What if you did it like in the tub or something?
Yeah, I don't think you should do that.
Okay.
I think that's a terrible idea. Well, it comes with these sticky pads, right? So if the sticky pads get too wet, they're not going to last. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Basically, this product is designed for lazy people with poor judgment and too much spare cash.
How much is this one?
This was $99.
Wow.
Right? For something that's so stupid and ridiculous, is a lot of money.
Yeah. See, I was thinking like $19 or $29, something like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's worth $19 or $20, but you look at it and you're like, of course this is going to be $100 because it's ridiculous and no one is going to like have success from it.
I love the guy on the box too, and that goes to something that you said last week in the show too. Is like, there's no way that guy got in that shape using this belt.
Right.
But that's what's implied, you know.
He went to the gym or did some other significant calorie-burning activity, and he worked hard and eats well. That's what he does. And that's what she does, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't just, put on a belt and, hey, six-pack. Oh, there it is.
The first time that guy used that belt was to take that picture.
Oh, of course. And he got paid for it, too. Don't think he didn't, because that's an actor right there.
They might have given him, like, a belt for free.
Ooh.
$100.
Yeah, he got the belt for free, but he also probably got paid.
Probably. Well, I've got another one that's just about as good as that. It's called the dumbbell phone.
Oh, God.
I didn't even have a link to this one because I couldn't really find it. I could find out about it, but I couldn't find out how to get it, which is okay because I don't think anybody wants to get it. This is what it looks like. It's like somebody took a phone and glued a dumbbell to it. Can you see the picture?
What is that? It's so disturbing.
It is.
Glue a dumbbell to your phone? Oh.
That's it. And I guess the other part of this that really I don't understand is when I'm on the phone, I don't raise the phone up to my head and then lower the phone away and then raise it up to my head and lower it away.
No. Right? No, and I like your little line. Why doesn't Grandma ever pick up the phone? In parentheses, too weak.
Yeah. Grandma can't answer the phone because you got her a dumbbell phone for Christmas.
Hey, oh, God, I would hate that. Can you imagine, like, what if the phone rings in the middle of the night and you have an emergency and you are not warmed up?
There's no way.
Pick up the dumbbell phone.
The dumbbell phone. I know. It's so funny. And I mean, what you could... I suppose you could tell somebody that uses this all the time because they would have one huge arm.
Right.
You know?
Right, so your dominant arm would be like all ripped because you've been using the dumbbell. I know, that is just weird. I
It
think
is.
you really want to like work out and talk to someone, you put the person on speakerphone and then you can lift and lower the weights properly.
That's right. Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna have a weird conversation because you're gonna be fading in and out all the time.
Yeah, and not to mention your form is probably gonna be terrible.
It's
Yeah.
not good. So anyway, that's the dumbbell phone. And if you want more information on that one, good luck, because I couldn't find anything really.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should look for more information on that one.
No.
Not look for any more information on this one either, because this is actually very entertaining to watch. I recommend watching the link that I have put up. It's called the eye gallop, and what it is, it's like it simulates being on a horse. Right? So you get on this thing, and it like there's like different levels that you can they're like buttons or something that you can push, and like one's like a gallop, a trot, and then a fast gallop, and then it stops. So like it goes for like 15 minutes and then just stops. So I guess it simulates like if you were on a horse and it was like gonna come up to a water and doesn't want to go over the puddle of water, right? It'll just stop. So I guess
throw you over.
It's simulating that so you can practice like engaging your core so you don't like fall off. I guess. I don't know. Or maybe you just do it just to make yourself laugh because it's kind of funny.
I cannot wait to find out how much this is.
This is not cheap. It was $500.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much does a horse cost?
I think a horse is a little bit more expensive, but
and they probably would ruin your living room too.
Yeah, and I think the smell would not be so good. And I love animals. Are you kidding me? I love them. But yeah, no, I'm done. Wow. It's not appropriate.
Yeah, I bet this is a great video. This is probably one of those. Was this invented by like a guy?
You know what? I don't even know who invented it. I would imagine it's invented by the same people who did the hula chair.
Yes.
Don't know what a hula chair is. I have put that on our website. So go to Funky Fitness Now under our blogs, and there's a link to that. So you can just entertain yourself by watching the hula chair.
Yep, the hula chair and the eye gallop.
Yeah.
They're somehow interrelated, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
So this one, I don't know. You'll have to help me figure out if this is a good one or not, but this one is a pedal-powered computer. So this is something called the Gamer Size PC Sport Stepper.
Once again, that is not easy to say.
I know it. Long, difficult names. But the idea is that you sit at your desk while you're working and you pedal. Like, you know, it's not really like a bicycle pedal. It's more like a stair stepper kind of a pedal, up and down, up and down. But the thing that's interesting about this one is it hooks into your computer and into your mouse and your keyboard. So if you don't keep pedaling, that stuff starts to not work so well. So I'm thinking, I know I'm going like I need extra stress at work, you know.
Right? Wonder if you're sore, or wonder if like you had a really terrible night's sleep. You can't pedal for 8 hours. That's a long time.
Yeah, and I'm up against a deadline, and I gotta keep pedaling, or my mouth shuts off.
Yeah, I don't like this idea.
No.
There's no way, as we've talked about many, many times, to sit down and get fit.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. You have to move.
Right.
So sitting down at your desk and just pedaling your feet, it sounds like a great way to get shin splints, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, and in all of these commercials, I haven't seen this one, but in all of these, I think the hula chair was like this. They always show the office worker and somebody else, and one of them sitting in the chair, spinning around and moving up and down and spilling their coffee all over themselves. It's like, this doesn't seem like a good day at the office.
Right? Oh, but I mean, it would be an entertaining day at the office if just someone in with this sports stepper thing and they're just pedaling their feet. You would watch that.
Yeah, it seems very It seems very odd. But hey, if this is something that gets somebody doing something and you want to check it out, awesome. We'll have a link. For me, I've got enough stress at the office. I'm not going to hook up my computer to it. It's like a Fred Flintstone thing.
Right. It's weird. Yeah, no. And I'm on my iPad all the time. That would be just weird. No.
Yes, it's not going to work. So we have links to all of these things, and we've got them here in this presentation. We'll have them over on funkyfitnessnow.com/06. That's where the show notes will be. So if you want to check out any of these things, take a look at the iGallop video, or find out more about the Mandometer or the Mandometer, Reebok Check, like any of that stuff, you can do that over on the site, and we've got all kinds of other funky stuff over there too.
Yeah. So we obviously, as you know, we post our podcast on Wednesdays, so you can go ahead and listen to that. We're on iTunes and Stitcher and Audio Boo. We're everywhere.
We're all over the place.
And I really feel like you should listen to us.
Yeah, that's right.
And we do post new articles on our website once a week. So, we find things that are like of interest to us and that we think will be interesting to you too. And they're always entertaining. Always.
Yeah, it's always fun. And if you get a chance, sign up for the newsletter, because then we'll just send that stuff right to you. Easy as pie.
Yes, then you don't have to think. Even better.
Yeah, you could just sit there and pedal away and.
Right, with your slender tone on, you're good.
Yeah, you got all that stuff. All right, so hey, listen, what are we doing next week? Are we doing the combination thing?
Oh yeah, so combination workouts. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So this is going to be like two different things. It's like Reese's peanut butter again. It's the chocolate and the peanut butter coming together to make one fantastic thing.
Oh my God! I hate peanut butter too, so that was.
That was a bad analogy.
But I get what you're saying. Yeah. It's good, I don't want to say anything because we might talk about it next week, but we're going to talk about fitness combos next week, and it's going to be super fun. You should listen.
That's right. All right, I'll see you then.
Okay.